This year's IPL has had everything: high scoring chases, low scoring thrillers, upsets, and a literal war between nations. Some have had absolute dominant seasons, while others have had less than average seasons. However, this time we're only going to be talking about the absolute dominant seasons. Let's start out with the Mumbai Indians. Mumbai Indians started out the season with 4 losses in their first 5 games. Their only win was against Kolkata, and that game was just carried by one player in each innings. But suddenly, the batting order clicked. Ryan Rickleton silently performed as an anchor opener and stayed in while the more experienced batter at the other end got out and kept excellently too. Ryan Rickleton's keeping has been very, very underrated this season, in my opinion. Surya's form had finally made a comeback after losing his form immediately after the last T20 World Cup, and he was able to get on top of the Orange Cap leaderboard. The way Surya's plan is to just take on the bowlers, he tries to play to the bowler's strengths, and then the bowler's other plan is to just play to Surya's strengths. Namandir acted extremely well as a finisher, while the more senior finisher, Hardik, was completely out of form. Namandir this season has been crazy, scoring 186 runs, averaging 37, and striking at 182. Taking this role on, helping finish a proper innings is extremely difficult, and Deer has definitely handled himself extremely well. But here's the real reason why the Mumbai Indians actually started winning. It's Delhi choking. If Delhi's power play bowling and batting wasn't like absolute crap, MI could have easily gotten eliminated. But MI's bowling and fielding has been top notch for them. Sentner and Boomer are able to build up pressure extremely well in the middle and death overs, easily putting the batters under pressure to blind slog and get out. Karn Sharma has changed the game extremely well against Delhi. Bolt, the leading wicket taker for MI, has been solid in the power play, but definitely not at his best. The main reason he actually has wickets is because of the pressure been put on the batters by Bumrah. The extremely pressure-inducing overs from Karn, Bumrah, and Santner in the middle made DC try and take unnecessary risks. From this game, MI went on to win their next 5 games, lose their next game, and then win the next one by a handy margin. MI looked great in all of these matches. Even the one that they lost was only because Chahar was bowling too wide and too loose to the inexperienced batters. Mumbai's only weak link is their power play bowling, which was kind of terrible. Bolt isn't the same as it used to be. Chahar is too expensive. Bumrah, I mean, it's Bumrah. How bad could you get? But in the GT game, they got the openers under good pressure and got them out quickly. All the other 3 teams that have qualified have had the best and most dominant top orders in the league, and getting these power play batters under pressure is extremely important for them. After MI gets the batters under pressure, Bumrah, Santner, Hardik, Khan, and Jax can either take wickets or bowl dots in the middle overs and the death. From there, the batters should be able to chase the below par score with ease. However, at this point in time, I feel like the furthest Mumbai could get is the finals. I have them winning Eliminator 1 but losing in Eliminator 2. Next, the Royal Challengers Bangalore. RCB has had a terrific season so far, and this is easily the best season for their team. 2025, RCB is coming for the trophy. However, they do look terrible without their main players, as every team would. Hazelwood has an injury scare. I think he's fine now, actually, but Padikkal is out for the rest of the season. So no, RCB is likely not going to win the trophy. They don't have a proper number 3 batter, and if Mayank isn't fit for T20 cricket right now, watch the video about Mayank Agarwal right here, and as why he's not going to make it in Indian cricket. Dave Dutt Padikkal was a huge factor in winning for the team and keeping the run scoring solid and handling the transition extremely well from the power play to the middle overs. However, there isn't someone like that for RCB right now. Kohli and Padikkal's partnership was incredibly vital, and that being gone will definitely negatively impact the team. Their bowling without Hazelwood is pretty bad. There aren't many power play bowlers who can actually do damage in this squad. Bhuvi is incredibly reliant on Hazelwood to bowl dots as he takes wickets, and even though Dayal is fantastic with the new ball, he needs more fielders in the outfield to be able to take those wickets. To be honest, he kind of deserved a wicket today. Well, today as in the match against SRS, because I read this a while ago. I think he bowled incredibly well in the power play, but even though it isn't his main strength, some of the deliveries he bowled should have been smacked. RCB does need a bowler like Hazelwood in the power play, and if Hazelwood is still benched for his injury, which he is back in the camp, we don't know if he's okay though. For the playoffs, RCB can't win a single match there. I have them winning the trophy now that Hazelwood's back in the camp, but they could just as easily lose it if Hazelwood gets injured again. Now the Kings 11, Punjab Kings. Sorry, Punjab Kings has a terrific batting lineup and a not so exciting bowling one. The bowling is one of the main reasons why I said that they wouldn't do well this season, which was an incredibly hot take. Like everyone roasted me over it, but um, they did pretty well, which made me sad. But I think they're still a good team. I just didn't expect their bowling to do this good. They lost today against Delhi, which is yesterday. I wrote this script yesterday. Probably because of the flat pitch and the not ideal bowling attack. The bowling still did fantastically for being real, but their comeback was not enough. It's clearly not the best bowling attack. If they still had Ferguson with them, they probably could have been a lot better, but he's injured and back in New Zealand. The power play bowling has to be able to take wickets. The middle over bowling is doing their job, and the death overs bowling is pretty solid. It's always hard to defend 8 runs in an over, and especially against a set batter, it's bound to be difficult. The Kings are still in the race, even though their bowling isn't great. The middle order batting has significantly improved since Maxwell got injured. Since Maxwell got, injured in air quotes. I doubt that he's actually injured if we're being real. I think they just wanted him out of the camp. Shoutout is still out of form, but Wadira has played a couple of good innings that have gotten Punjab to a solid score, but sometimes that isn't enough. Stoinis has finished a couple of games well, and both Osmat and Marco Jensen can hit a couple of sixes. All in all, it's a solid batting order, but it's not a match-winning middle order. They need Shreyas, Inglis, Priyanjarya, or Prab Simran to fire at least a little. Even 20 to 30 runs from each of them can go a pretty long way within the first 12 to 13 overs. They could probably set up a total of 180-ish in this scenario. There's no fixing to any of this because their squad doesn't look um fit for a good middle order, but they're still likely losing their first eliminator. Gujarat's strength is their top order and the entirety of their bowling. They lost their most recent game against CSK because all of their positives failed to fire today. Even if their bowling went for runs and their top order had all scored above 60, they probably could have won. That sounds absurd. Like, obviously, if all of the top order scores 60, they could have won. There were only like 50 runs left, but that's not absurd for GT right now. Look at these stats right now. They have the most consistent batters of the IPL, and this is like the best top three that we've seen in all of the IPL, in my opinion. I mean, other than the records that Gale and ABD have made in one season, this is the best top three ever. Sai Sudarshan, 679 runs, averaging 52 and striking at 155. Shumit Gill, 649 runs, averaging 54 and striking at 156. And Josh Butler, 538 runs, averaging 60 and striking at 163. This kind of top three, absolutely unheard of. Even RCB's trio of Gale, ABD, Kohli, they haven't had a season like this altogether. GT is insane, but their top order can always fail, and so can their bowling. The bowling failing won't be that bad, but if the top three fails, they're losing. The bowling has been put to a science, though. Spinners Sai Kishore, Rashid Khan, Washington Sundar, and sometimes Shah Rukh Khan are bowling pretty well, taking wickets and bowling dots, keeping the batters under pressure on good days. Sai Kishore, for one, is an extremely talented bowler, and if both Sundar and Sai Kishore can bowl really, really good in the same game, which is something that GT isn't willing to do, but it would be so good to see. If they do it in the same game, it doesn't matter if the top three fire. Pacers, Prasid, Arshad, Siraj, Korta, Rabada, and Ishant, they're all solid. They are run leakers usually, but they have played pretty well for GT and have had good synergy with each other. When Prasid plays on a proper pitch where he can utilize his height and bowl on the length where he can get good bounce, he's absolutely fantastic. One of the most prolific wicket takers this season is Prasid Krishna. Siraj and Arshad have both done well for GT in the power play. Rabada, Korza, and Ishant have not shown their full potential for GT, but they have done solidly well enough to support the other Pacers. The bowling doesn't matter really. The side is absolutely carried by their top order, and the middle order is just a puzzle without the right pieces. I'm pretty proud of that puzzle analogy. Comment puzzle if you are proud of that analogy too. Rutherford at 4 is not ideal because he has to play more defensively and help rotate the strike instead of absolutely pound the ball like he usually wants to do. Rutherford is more of a finisher rather than someone who would play at 4, even though he is usually coming at the death. Shahrukh and Tuatia are like just these random other finishers who come out every once in a while. Their middle order is just 4 finishers, which like they're playing in the right area. Shuman, Butler, and Sai will all bat to like the 18th over. They're coming in the last 2 overs, but this is such a weird thing. You're like at 220 for 2 in the first 18, and then you have your finishers come in at 4, 5, and 6. That's so freaking weird. And that happens every game. It's not like just this one off game where your team is doing really good. This is happening every single game. It's not, maybe it's not 220, but it's like um at least 160, 170 ish. That's still a lot. 170 for 2 in the 18th over is still a lot. And then your finishers are coming in right then every single game. It's really weird. They should be performing well, even though they're coming in like they're coming in their desired place, in their desired over, but they're not batting at their desired spot. Like at number 6 is where they usually want to bat, but they're batting at 4 instead of batting at 6, which but they're coming in at the same time if they would be batting at 6. It's weird. I don't know why they're not playing well. They should be playing well. Uh Shahrukh and Twaktia, yeah, they should be playing good cameos, but they aren't right now, and they're just completely out of form. And after that, there's literally no batters left. There's Rashid Khan. What? There's batters until number 8, number 7 ish, and then there's Arshad Khan, who can bat, but like he's not a batter in the sense. He's like an Ashwin in T20 cricket. The team just isn't good except for the top 3. I see them losing in the finals because Hazelwood could easily run through both Gill and Butler this season. Well, Butler has had pace figured out for a while, and Gill is in much better form than he was when the last time RCB and GT faced each other. So it could be a pretty close game if GT and RCB do face each other in the finals. If MI makes it to the finals, though, that's done. It's done. Yeah, MI is winning from there. Okay, if MI makes it to the finals, may God save GT. I do not want MI winning this trophy. Please no. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you want to know why the Sri Lankan cricket team is terrible, um, click here. And if you want to see more content like this, click my face or wherever the channel logo is to subscribe.